I'm going to talk about a few things tonight. I'm going to talk first about Jimmy Kimmel's backlash for his not for talk about Jimmy Kimmel's apology for having a blackface controversy, which we expected, which I knew what was coming to him due to this woke environment. Yeah, I'm on Fox News. Not a lot of people are big fans of Fox News, but it gives you a different point of view from liberal mainstream media. And as you can hear, you probably in the background got the kill stream on. You know, so I always got the kill stream on or usually got the kill stream or Joe Rogan on when I'm doing these videos. You know what I'm saying? It stimulates my mind. Ooh, Megan Fox. Oh, Fauci. What a clown. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel apologizes if he hurt or offended anyone blackface gets. Jimmy, you knew this was going to come to you. I mean, this whole cancel culture was going to come to you because these cats are purists and they're going to cancel anybody who's impure, and you have an impure history, especially with your jokes, your history on the Man Show, those misogynistic jokes which relayed toxic masculinity, and the fact that you said the N-word. I mean, you said the N-word in a jokingly manner in the 90s, but you still said the N-word and the whole blackface thing and mocking a black American accent. That was going to come bite you in the ass no matter how woke, how many times you cry on your talk show, how many times you shield for the Democratic Party. It was always going to come back on you, Jimmy, but knowing the media being complete hypocrites and seeing Jimmy Kimmel is one of the favorite ones, he's most likely not going to get canceled. But as you read in the story here, late night host Jimmy Kimmel was blasted for a critics call a non-apology addressing his history in blackface. On Tuesday, just one day after Fox News obtained audio of his 1996 use of the N-word, CNN or MSNBC or any other mainstream liberal-leaning network isn't going to show the audio of his 96 using the N-word because Jimmy's one of them. That's why. If Jimmy was more of a Trump-supporting type of guy, oh yeah, he'd be canceled right now. He'd be canceled in 2016. Just look what happened to Milo, Gavin McInnes, Alex Jones, all got canceled. Yet. Because Jimmy was basically preaching the liberal narrative, he was shielded from that. But yeah, his most notable notice of blackface was during his senior host of the Man Show, impersonating Karl Malone, while mocking Karl Malone's Southern African American accent. Like he's saying, I've been reluctant to address this as I knew doing so would be celebrated as a victory by those who equate policy. He's trying to spin this like it's the right wing pushing, the right wing pushing this whole narrative, which is kind of true. And cheer for leaders who use prejudice to divide us. The language of the state. There's nothing more important to me than your respect. I apologize to those who were genuinely hurt or offended by the makeup or words or spoke. Hey, you made the rules, Jimmy. You gotta play by the rules, bro. The left made the corporate liberal sphere, the corporate left made the rules, bro. So now you gotta play by the rules. The right was going to use these tactics against you. Y'all should have expected that. Every action begets a reaction, and the reaction is going to come towards you. While the Jimmy Kimmel Live show insisted that he is involved since his days on the Comedy Central program, he claimed that his past use of blackface would be used to try to... See? He's trying to play an angle like, man, these disingenuous right-wing shields are coming at the voodoo. I mean, which is true. But the thing is, you guys on the liberal side, you guys on your side do the same thing. Use disingenuous, out-of-context quotes or past racial statements in order to get somebody canceled off their job. Look what happened to Roseanne. Roseanne made a joke or a comment about Valerie Jarrett beating a monkey, but she didn't know Valerie Jarrett was black. I mean, if you look at Valerie Jarrett firsthand, she doesn't look like a black woman, yet she lost her show because she was a Trump supporter. But you, because you support the mainstream liberal narrative, wasn't canceled, so you're gonna play like act like you're the victim. It's completely you're completely acting disingenuous, Jimmy. Own up to your shit, bro. Stop trying to like deflect your own shit. And look at however the late night host was slammed for drawing so much focus and suggests the real racists are reflecting his own misdeeds. People aren't fainting. That like Donald Jr. Man, I tell you, Donald Jr. goes hard, man. And look at this. Chelsea Handler defends Louis Farrakhan. She's stupid. See, why do people take celebrities seriously, man? These people are elitists who live in an out-of-touch bubble, and they trying to come off as aristocrats. Why? Why take celebrities seriously? You get better news from me than like these clowns. And it's way less biased too, because I have something called principles. These cats don't have principles. They'll flip on their principles on a dime. Like look at the whole Me Too movement. That ended as soon as Joe Biden got caught. And they're like, oh no, not all women. I mean, remember the whole mess was like all women? No, not all women now. And look at this. Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel. Do you see something in common? They're white men. Look how heavily late night is white men. You know what I'm saying? You got Jimmy Kimmel, you got Jimmy Fallon, you got Stephen Colbert, you got Seth Meyers, you got let's think of who else. Who else can I think of? Like Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien is another late night mainstream host. And the only black one I can think of is Trevor Noah. And another one, what's her name? Lindsay Singh. You know what I'm saying? Like the Superwoman on YouTube. Yeah, what's up, CSK Bay? Yeah. What's that girl's name? That super brown woman, Lindsay Singh. Yeah, she's one of the only. She and Trevor Noah are the only POC hosts of late night. But the sad matter of fact is, those two aren't American. I mean, Trevor Noah is South African, is a South African color, so he's going to have a foreign point of view because South African colors aren't really, black or white in South Africa. They're mixed race, and Lindsay Singh is a Canadian, which is just like the U.S., but just a bit more woke, eh? But yeah, late night is like heavily white male. I mean, like I wish Jimmy Kimmel played by his own rules and resigned, you know what I'm saying, left the show permanently and have a PFC host replace him, but you know that's not going to happen because these people are massive hypocrites. I never take these people seriously because they're massive hypocrites. I know because I actually been to Jimmy Kimmel's show live in Hollywood. It's actually really easy to get on the Jimmy Kimmel show. I mean, pretty much, like, all you gotta do is sign up on oneiota.com, get tickets, and then you gotta wait in line for a bit, and then you're able to get in the show. I've been to a lot of Jimmy Kimmel episodes on Hollywood Boulevard. It's at the Pantages Theater. Spare us, Jim. You call for destruction of people for lesser offenses. You think I know my motives? I'm not racist. It was a joke, but you torched those that said the exact same thing. You shouldn't be canceled with people before you should have either. Exactly. It's just a simple, common sense, fair point. But the left don't want to listen to that because the thing is, like, they're canceling people not because they're being racist or being misogynistic or sexist or whatever. They're doing that because they're on the other side. That they're basically trying to deplatform a big voice. Oh yeah, I mean, I love this guy on Twitter. I like this guy on Twitter. He's one of my favorite, one of my favorite never Trump follows on Twitter, man. This guy Stephen L. Miller, man. He craps on left wing media because he basically sees them as the reason why Trump won, and it's basically the way I see why Trump won too, because they gave Trump so much free promotion. So basically, his point of view is basically shitting on left-wing media. Kimmel went with the Weinstein on fighting NRA defense. Exactly. This reads like, "How dare you hold me to the same standard the Washington Post applies to Reynolds, you racist." Oh, man. Yeah, they should have known cancel culture was going to bite them in the ass. I mean, because look at this. He was playing with Tom Arnold for a tape of President Trump using the N word, but Tom Arnold hasn't even produced it yet. Well, this is like crack using butt, man. Yeah, my. Oh man, Intimidate. You know what I'm saying? Same podcast. Oh man, he also said Intimidate black comedian George Wallace called the president after his friends been drinking. I talked about that yesterday. Earlier this month, the ABC star stressed his own white privilege amidst the national dialogue about the death of George Floyd. You heard the phrase white privilege? And it's easy to get defensive. First time I heard it, I did. To me, white privilege is what Donald Trump had. A wealthy father still was thrown in his mouth. It was what I grew up with, so I rejected it because I didn't understand what white privilege meant, but I think I do now. You can teach things. Here's what I think of it. People who are white, we don't have to deal with negative assumptions being made of us based on the color of the skin, whereas black people experience that every day. I mean, this is true, but the thing is, there's certain types of white people who are heavily stigmatized, especially ones who have southern accents. I mean, I gotta tell you, like, white Appalachians, I don't think they got privilege. They seriously don't have any privilege. Especially if they come in the West Coast, they basically have to change their accents or they'll be stigmatized. So, white people are stigmatized. Certain types of white people, or Mormons are stigmatized and Amish are stigmatized. Not all white people are the same, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, that's the way I think. I mean, the real guys who have white privilege are white liberals like Jimmy Kimmel, who's completely projecting because he has that white liberal privilege. And let me see who's live. Oh, I only got one viewer. CSK Bay. What's happening? I see you, CSK Bay. I see you. Days after sexual misconduct allegations emerged against the smoke Harvey Weinstein, Oak Cliff and the Man Show surfaces showing Jimmy Kimmel having women on the street play a game where the guests were his fans using their hands, man. He is so he has such privilege, man. He has white liberal privilege, man. If this was a white conservative host, this was like a Steven Crowder type of dude, man, he would have already been off the air. Let's keep it 100. I mean, more gems from Kimmel. Here he has women feel his crotch to guess what he stuffed in his pants. Listen to this shit. Yo, CSK Bay, check this out, bro.
I've stuffed something in my pants, and you're allowed to feel around on the outside of the pants. You have 10 seconds to then guess what is in my pants. You should use two hands. Two hands. Before, haven't you? Maybe it would be easier if you put your mouth on it. How old are you?
18.
Okay, good. You sure of that? Because Uncle Jimmy doesn't need to do time. You're gonna make a fine wife. I think I wore the rubber underpants. And your guess is?
Vibrator?
A vibrator? No, it is actually a zucchini with a rubber band on it. But you can use it as a vibrator if you want. Look. This is a good game.
Such Strip. Oh yeah, another channel I recommend watching, Fleckis Talks on YouTube. He's basically like a Trump supporter. He goes out and interviews people at protests. He really exposes that these people don't really know what they're talking about. Oh man, I really recommend following that guy, subscribe to Fleckis' YouTube channel. He's really good. I actually met the guy at the Women's March protest. He's a real cool guy. And Trump supporter. I mean, I'm cool with some Trump supporters, man. Some of them are chill people. I mean, honestly, there is a lot of like bigots in their group, like a lot of alt-right people. But there's also a lot of cool people who are Trump supporters. You know what I'm saying? But they had to keep it on the down low. But yeah, if this guy was Steven Crowder, he'd basically be canceled. But he's lucky to be liberal and agree with the mainstream narrative, so they keep Jimmy Kimmel around. As you see here, Jimmy Kimmel is on I recommend checking out this website, recinfluence.com. It'll show you the partisan leanings of their platforms, basically the shows. Like center left mainstream media, partisan left, partisan right, anti-SJW, social justice, conspiracy, provocative anti-SJW, religious conservative, libertarian, socialist, anti-theist, white identitarian, and MRA means men's right advocate. Basically, me, I will be around anti-SJW and maybe provocative anti-SJW and somewhat libertarian. Because basically, I've been anti-SJW since 2014. But yeah, anyways, that's beside the point. But yeah, Jimmy Kimmel gets like 4.2 million views a day. Like pretty much, late night hosts are pretty much the main voices of like liberals, of like left wing folks. They mostly get their information from Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, Trevor Noah, Seth Meyers, basically off of the Jon Stewart tradition, basically being partisan left wing hosts that basically shit on right wingers, and they only shit on white wingers. They never go after the left. I mean, they never go after liberal politicians. I mean, like I'm saying here, he's similar to the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Late Show with Seth Meyers, Daily Show with Trevor Noah, MSNBC, CNN, ABC News, CBS News, The Young Turks, and the David Pakman Show, who's on the left but is a bit more mainstream than someone like he has more a mainstream POV than like a Jimmy Dore or a Kyle Kalinske. I like those two, Kyle Kalinske and Jimmy Dore. They're two of my favorite left-wing hosts, but they're more anti-establishment than David Pakman is, who's like he's somewhat neoliberal-ish. Yeah, he's really neoliberal. I mean, I know David Pakman acts like he's progressive, but he's really neoliberal. I mean, he just doesn't keep it real with himself. But as you see here, it funnels from them. Then it goes to Jimmy Kimmel Live. Then it comes to Jimmy Kimmel to like Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, Trevor Noah. As you see here, Bill Maher. That's basically like the mainstream media narrative bubble. As you see here, and it's all like put in like one small bubble. And I'll show you somebody who will be bigger on the right wing, like Steven Crowder. Oh no, it'll be louder with Crowder. Let me see. Ah, come on. All right. I'll move on from the mainstream liberal narrative to someone like Tim Pool, who's also on the left, but he's not a partisan leftist, as you see. Here's the Timcast. That's Tim Pool. Tim Pool is like one of the biggest new media channels. He basically shits on the left. He's like your radical centrist type of dude, and he's like in a completely different media bubble than Jimmy Kimmel's of the world. As you see here, like this is Jimmy Kimmel, the late night host, the mainstream media, and there's Tim Pool, who's on the left, but he tends to go after the left. He rarely goes after the right. Yeah, he might be a grifter, he might not be, but he rarely goes after conservative politicians or rarely goes after conservatives, but he spends his main time like just exposing how bad the left has gotten in the last 5 or 6 years, and he's exactly right. I mean, but as you see here, like his related channels are a lot different than Jimmy Kimmel's. As you see here is Timcast, Tim Pool, The Quartering, one of my favorite YouTube channels. Another YouTube channel like Sticks and Hammer 666, It's a Gundam, Dr. Steve Turley, who's a Trump supporter, Philip DeFranco, who's basically your another radical centrist, Steven Crowder, Akkad Daily, The Daily Wire, and basically like his channel funnels from them, and it funnels to another mainstream media network, Fox News, which is quite clearly partisan right. Then Timcast, then another radical centrist, Joe Rogan, who's basically a classical liberal. Basically Tim Pool is like a classical liberal, like another classical liberal, the Rubin Report, Dave Rubin. Then it goes the mainstream center left, like CNN, MSNBC. Then it goes to Fox 10 Finish, another mainstream white network. But let's go to Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder would be more partisan right, mainstream right. He's probably the biggest. Yeah, he's probably the biggest conservative channel on YouTube. He's basically, damn it. Damn, I gotta redo that. Damn, making big mistakes, man. I gotta have my live stream be all professional and stuff, CSK, baby, man. I'm slipping, man. I'm slipping. Gotta work on it. Fuck, I make these videos high anyways. Yeah. But yeah, Steven Crowder is more partisan right. As you see, he gets close to 500,000 views a day. Has 4 million subscribers. Gets like almost 1 million daily impressions a day. As you see here, his related channels are like basically like when Steven Crowder makes a video, these would be the videos like on the left side are basically like related videos. Timcast, The Quartering, JRE Clips, basically the radical centrists. You got Blair Wright, PragerU, Mr. Revzion? What? Commentary YouTuber? And then Joe Rogan, and then he goes to Steven Crowder, Fox News. And as you see here, Steven Crowder's even in a way different bubble from Timcast. He's in a way different bubble from Tim Pool and the mainstream media. You see how polarized like the media is nowadays? Yeah, I'm gonna give me a minute. I'm going to send a message on my Facebook. I'm gonna show y'all how polarized the media is, cause this is the Jimmy Kimmel mainstream media bubble. Oh yeah, I gotta make sure I share this video live. I just want to take a little break for a second. Give me a minute. Luckily, I still got one viewer. Luckily, I still got you around, CSK, babe, man. Thanks for hanging around, bro. Can you hook me up on Patreon, man? I just need $1, man. If you give me $1, man, that'd be awesome, because YouTube took my monetization away. Alright, I'm live talking about Jimmy Kimmel and media bias. Alright, come join. Alright, hopefully I get some more folks to join in on this live stream, you know what I'm saying? And not just have it be me and you, CSK, babe. Yo, what's going on? I can't, I don't know how to pronounce your name. That's Russian. I can't pronounce that. Sorry. How you doing? But yeah, as you see here, this is basically how polarized our media landscape is today. Basically, you have a mainstream, like a corporate media narrative, center left bubble, which is right here. Then you have your Fox News right-wing bubble, which is right here. And then you got your centrists and all those other folks. But as you see here, this is Steven Crowder's bubble, which is partisan right, and it leads to Fox News. And as you go here to Fox News, this will be basically, Fox News basically is the center of everything. It's the most popular network. It's the most popular cable news network. It's why CNN and MSNBC bitches about it all the time, because Fox News gets the most ratings, because in reality, Fox News is the most middle of the road mainstream news station. I mean, you got your opinion hosts like Tucker Carlson and what's that guy's name? Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham. Yeah, they're like right-wing pro-Trump shills. But then you got folks like Neil Cavuto, who's hella anti-Trump. He's never Trump as hell. Still never Trump as hell. He puts Trump on blast every day. And then you got Brett Baier, who's fair and balanced. Brett Baier is the only fair and balanced news reporter on the media today. It's Brett Bauer. He's the only one. He's the only one who calls balls and strikes, man. He calls it as he sees it. He's the only cat in the mainstream media who calls it as he sees it. Brett Bauer, man. I got lots of respect for Brett Bauer, but yeah, let's get back to Fox News. As you see, they get a lot of their information funneled from Timcast. As you see, Fox News is the real center of everything. Like it connects to Timcast. It connects to new media like Timcast. Then you got the old media like CNN, MSNBC. Then you got the Next News Network. It comes everywhere. Blaze TV, like partisan right, partisan left, radical center. It captures everything. But if you want to go to the center of outside of the mainstream media, it would be powerful Joe Rogan. Hopefully I can get. Yeah, powerful. Yeah, let's go to powerful Joe Rogan. And after powerful Joe Rogan, I'm going to move on to another subject. I'll show you the powerful Joe. Oh, there's Vice. They have their own social justice bubbles outside of mainstream media. And as you see here, Joe Rogan is another center media landscape that spreads everywhere. Joe Rogan has like the biggest spread. But his bubble's not really that big, but it spreads because he has people from like all over the ideological map. People from the left, he has left wing guests, he has right wing guests, he has normie guests, he has MMA guests, he has guests pretty much everywhere. And as you see here, like he gets his basically he gets viewers that are funneled from the Jimmy Dore, Ben Shapiro, Akkad Daily, that's Sargon of Akkad's channel, Tim Pool, Secular Talk. I mean, yeah. You got folks on the right, partisan right, like Steven Crowder and Daily Wire. That's Ben Shapiro. Then you got your centrists like Timcast. Then you got your partisan leftists like Jimmy Dore, Tim Pool, Jimmy Dore, and Kyle Kalinske. And basically, he doesn't funnel the mainstream media. It just funnels to Joe Rogan. And as you see here, he gets more views. He gets more views than CNN, MSNBC a day. Yep. That's why they try to cancel Joe Rogan, and they're not worried about canceling Jimmy Kimmel, because Jimmy Kimmel is part of their mainstream media bubble. But as you see here, Joe Rogan, he's has his own bubble that spreads everywhere. And let's show you one partisan leftist I really like, the Jimmy Dore show. As you see here, Jimmy Dore's show is he's partisan left, but he's not part of the mainstream media bubble. As you see here, like he's connected with his own different landscape, like Kyle Kalinske, The Hill, Powerful Joe Rogan, Sam Cedar's a bit of a dick, Progressive Voice, I like him, Rational National, The Humanist Report, and Redacted Tonight. I enjoyed that. Redacted Tonight's a really good show too. It's basically they're anti-establishment left. I mean, he's partisan left like Jimmy Kimmel is, but he's not part of this. He's anti-democrat. He's heavily anti-establishment corporate left. He's I think he's more like libertarian left, or maybe he's like an old school social or like a social democrat. I haven't figured it out, but he's definitely on the left, and he gets sent to like Fox News. He's one of the few partisan left wingers that gets sent to Fox News, and he was actually. Jimmy Dore was actually a guest on the Tucker Carlson show. Yeah. Jimmy Dore's a guest on Tucker Carlson, man. Because he talks about anti-democrat shit all the time, man. I gotta tell y'all, Tucker's like the best mainstream media host out there because he has people from the left, people from the right, and just basically is against groupthink. As you see here, like he's in a way different bubble from the Jimmy Kimmel mainstream media bubble. This is where a lot of my friends get their info from. Like a lot of my Trump-hating friends get their info from. A lot of my Trump-supporting friends get their info from like here. And me, like I'm like Joe Rogan, you know what I'm saying? Basically right here. And it spreads everywhere. Anti-SJW. Exactly. Anti-SJW. That's where I'm at, man. Anti-SJW. Kind of libertarianish on the left. But the thing is, like, I also get a lot of my information from this guy called Sticks and Hammer 666. This guy is really good at like predicting events, and they are heavily deplatforming him all over the internet. But this guy has hella spreaders. See here, he spreads to he spreads. See, he's not that. He comes from a whole different bubble. Like he's kind of like around the Fox News bubble, kind of like outside the Jimmy bubble. But yeah, he's libertarian. That's part of who I am too. I'm anti-SJW and I'm libertarian. Now you see here, he connects with like Russell Brand, Tim Cass, Tim Pool, the Razorholic, who's more partisan right. Then you got Amazing Atheist, who's more partisan left, but he's anti-SJW as well. Like Remain, I never heard of him. Stefan Molyneux is more like an alt-righter now, and Matt Chris is another anti-SJW, and he connects to like the Fox News bubble, Fox News, The Hill. Probably talking about The Hill Rising, which is a very center show too. What you gonna buy, CSK Bay? Yeah, but let's move on from Rec Influence and talk about Bubba Wallace. Yeah, because basically, as it turned out, that noose wasn't real. That noose was basically something that was hanging out there from 2019. But I gave Bubba Wallace the benefit of the doubt because it wasn't him that mentioned it. It was a member of his team. But Bubba Wallace had an interview with Don Lemon on CNN, which is the first time I've seen CNN in a long time. God, CNN is toxic, but check it out.
I've been racing all my life. We've raced out of hundreds of garages that never had garage pools like that. So people that want to call it a garage pool and put out old videos and photos of knots being in their as their evidence, go ahead. But from the evidence that we have, that I have, it's a straight up noose. The FBI has stated it was a noose over and over again. NASCAR leadership has stated that it was a noose. I can confirm that I actually got
bad. Not good, Bubba. Not good, Bubba. He could have. I gave you the benefit of the doubt, brother. I gave you the benefit of the doubt, man. Come on, man. He messed that up, Bubba. Like this guy who basically had the whole counter narrative, the last refuge. Wow, Bubba. Apparently doesn't know people read the FBI statement. It was a misunderstanding, Bubba. And now you're coming out with trying to still play the noose narrative, man. Come on, bro. This has just become Jussie Smollett 2.0, man. This is Jussie Smollett 2.0, man. Basically another race-baiting hoax. Come on, Bubba. All you had to say was you didn't know, man. Damn, man. Educated Hillbilly sees the same thing, man. Going on The View with CNN with Don Lemon says more about Bubba Wallace complicity in this than anything. Yep, he's still trying to play the Newsom narrative, man. And next, Boss Perry, another right-winger with a counter-narrative. FBI announces news found in Bubba Wallace's garage had been there since 2019. No federal hate crime committed. And basically, Bubba is contradicting USA Today. This is not a partisan right-wing news source. This is the center, like the absolute center left. Like I said, FBI analysis, news found in Bubba Wallace's garage had been there since 2019. No federal crime committed. Yet Bubba Wallace on CNN is still claiming it's the news, so they're going to go with that narrative, thinking people are not going to look into the fact that they already said no federal crime was committed. What are you thinking? I mean, like, this is the first time, NASCAR, man, this story made NASCAR like hella mainstream, and he just blew it. All he had to say was, well, we made a mistake, man. One of my crew members found a robe and he thought it was a news, yet Bo wants to continue the narrative like it was a news. This is the race bait. But yeah, I'm just a self-hating black man according to the narrative. It's why I don't really follow the mainstream media narrative, man, because it's always full of shit. It's always full of shit. And then they trying to play off like there's this really big race, you know what I'm saying, like racial hatred narrative, when the reality is the real white supremacy is in the media. But yeah, I mean, this was still a very touching moment. Like, I mean, basically, they made a statement against racism, like, we accept everybody. That's what I liked about that photo, about that message. Like, we accept everybody in a sport which was regional. But yeah, let's see the trends. Why is Jamil Hill trending? She's probably race baiting again. Hey, it's that time of the year again. I can't hate on it, man. They gotta make their money some way. Trump kills U.S. Shake Shack. Twitter is so toxic. Let's see what Jamil Hill is saying. Oh, Lord. She's still continuing the noose narrative. But Saran Sashimi, a guy I follow on Twitter a lot, he's a center-right guy. It was a garage door, poor rope, as indicated in the NASCAR statement. Well, I mean, she's trying to contradict the NASCAR statement to continue the race-baiting narrative. I mean, these folks cannot tell the truth. They can't call spade a spade because they got to keep that narrative going because it makes them money. I mean, Jamil Hill needs racism to make herself money. She gets millions off of like just being a professional black person. That's what Jamil Hill has turned into, a professional black person. You know what I'm saying? Like Al Sharpton, the type of people that need racism to get themselves paid. That's what Jamil Hill is, man. She's just a female Al Sharpton or a left-wing version of Candace Owens. Like, Jamil is one of the most divisive people out there in the media. Heck, divisive doesn't begin to describe it. Even John Ziegler, a guy that follows me on Twitter, he's another news reporter. He uncovered the Sandusky case. Like, he's an Emmy-winning filmmaker. Even he says, take the L, Jamil, and maybe salvage a shred of dignity by apologizing. But John Ziegler, you know Jamil Hill's not going to apologize. You know that. She makes money off of racism, man. She needs race baiting. Stephen Miller again. Great work, team. Jamil Hill condemns NASCAR. Disgusting reminders of sport. Oh, Lord. Jamil Hill needs that race baiting narrative, man. She really, really, really needs that race baiting narrative. I mean, without it, she'll be broke. And she knows it, too. We all know it. But the last thing I want to talk about is 13 Reasons Why Season 4. Like, I've seen the whole season of Season 4, Seasons Why 4, just to hate watch it. It's trash. Like, CSK Bay, you gonna watch the 13 Reasons Why Season 4? Yeah, let me know. Hey, whoever else is watching, are you gonna watch 13 Reasons Why Season 4? Because they might be spoilers ahead. I'm warning y'all. Going once. Going twice. Exactly. Season 4 was just... I'm going to go by review date because they'll talk about Season 4. Season 4 is just fucking trash, man. I mean, the idea of Season 13 Reasons Why was about the suicide of Hannah Baker and her making 13... different tapes or 13 tapes why of the reasons why she killed herself, but they managed to drag this show on for 4 seasons. Netflix. I mean, I don't know. I got a feeling Netflix thought they had a good thing going, 13 Reasons Why, and continued to drag the show. It should have ended in season 1. And then season 2, I mean, Bryce was acting like a big D-bag, and then they kill him. And then season 3 was like, who killed Bryce? And then this season is about Clay. Clay losing his damn mind, basically acting like a spoiled brat, man. I really dislike season 4 Clay, man. Season 4 Clay was just an annoying, whiny, spoiled, privileged brat. I mean... He's got it good. He's got it made. He's got it made. He's about to graduate high school, about to go to good school. This motherfucker's having a mental breakdown. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Seriously. Like this review said, If you have not started the show, only watch season 1. This is a one season show. I mean, the rest of the seasons after that are completely irrelevant and are not even part of the subject of the show. It's just Netflix trying to get more views and money. Like, season 1 was very good. Season 3, they introduced the character that should never come into the show and made it to keep invested in what the show was to be about. It turned into like a Riverdale type of show. Season 4, unbearable to watch, sad, unreal, way too far-fetched. As it was. It lost its purpose and became a joke. It felt bad for that to be a part of the show. I just could not finish it. I mean, the show jumped the shark. If you ever think of a show that jumped the shark, 13 Reasons Why absolutely jumped the shark. It's a clear example of a show that jumped the shark. If you guys don't know what jumping the shark is, I'm going to show you a clip of Jump the Shark. It's a reference to the Happy Days. Basically, the Fonzie on his one episode decided to hop on jet skis to jump the shark, and I just ripped the bad one. Yeah, I just ripped the real bad one. See, unlike certain politician on TV, I admit to my own farts. Yeah, let me show you the video of the Fonz jumping the shark. This is the moment where we knew Happy Days fell in quality. Because Happy Days was a really great show for the first couple of seasons because it was based on the 1950s nostalgia, like American Graffiti, and then it turned into the Fonzie show. And Fonzie doing ridiculous shit like this. Jumping the shark.
He's still gonna do it!
Oh, damn. Come on! This thing's skipping. Yeah, I'm gonna recommend watching season 4. It's really bad. This is called Jumping the Shark. Look how stupid this looks. This is a very simple 1950s show about a high school kid dealing with high school problems. And now we got this dude, the Fonzie, jumping the shark for some kind of challenge.
I know.
And the show is set in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but this looks like somewhere in California. Jumping the shark.
Jump.
The thing is, Fonzie's supposed to be a teenager, but he looks like a 30-year-old man. Oh man, that's what I mean when it says jumping the shark. This show completely jumped that shark. But yeah, most of the reviews on IMDb tend to give 13 Reasons Why a good review. But as this review said, which I agree with, the show got Riverdale. Ladies and gentlemen, our beloved show got Riverdale. It went from a well-built show with a bit chaotic sequence, which reflected on real-world problems in a brutal way, which season 1 was. Now, I love season 1. I like season 2. I didn't like season 2 at all. I enjoyed season 3, but sorry, season 4 is completely unwatchable. I can't bear how they try to show the message for the mental health. I really cannot bear it. As one struggling with such panic attacks, I relate to some of the thoughts and actions, but as you progress with the episodes, they just get way too much movie-like, contradicting the way the show has been operating. Exactly. It was like a weird fantasy season. Like, what the hell was going on with 13 Reasons Why? I mean, seriously. They should have cut the show off in season 1. I'm just baffled how Netflix thought they could just drag this show to 4 seasons. Like this reviewer says, stop at season 2. The first season is well done. The second season feels like an encore to the first and is quite enjoyable. The third season makes no sense, and the fourth and last season is just point blank ridiculous. It's a shame they went on after season 2 because the latter 2 seasons take away from a strong message that this series is trying to get across about awareness around the ever-increasing problems of suicide and mental health problems. Because season 1 had a serious theme to it, even though a lot of people said like it glamorized suicide, but it talked about a very serious and current subject matter. But then they turned into like this teen drama, Riverdale, Beverly Hills 90210 wannabe type of show, and they completely jumped the shark. I'm gonna keep on saying jump the shark. That shit cracks me up. Exactly like this guy said. It was 8 stars, but season 3 brought it down to a 3. Let me see who's here. Alright, got 2 viewers now. What's happening? I'm talking about 13 reasons why season 4 in the show is just a 1 season show. I recommend just watching season 1 because after that it just completely trains into like a teen drama type show. Like it was 8 stars, but season 3 brought that down to 3. Love season 1 and 2, but season 3 started with Annie. Annie. That character's cringy. I'm sorry. She's cringy. In the flashbacks and incredible story she tells in the last episode of 13 of season 3 made it really unbelievable, even annoying. Not even bother to watch season 4. It was like the Jaws movies. The first one was the best, and then it all went down the drain. And the next ones. Same happens here, and only look at the ratings. Sorry to tell you, but the character of Annie destroyed the series. Yep. She's the real jump striking point. And the role she was given as well. This smart ass lion character, what a pity of a nice series. Food season. Season 4 was awful. Sorry to say it was a total waste of time. Yep. I tolerated season 3, but 4 was just pointless. Watch 1 and 2 and just forget the rest. Exactly. Yep, exactly. Season 3. Why weren't of Andy willingness? I know you want to watch new season. Everything is except 1 season. Willingness. Only for 1 season. I agree. It's a 1 season show. It's a 1 season show that got dragged to 4 seasons for some reason. Ridiculous. But I'm about to end this tonight. End this stream in a few seconds. I mean, CSK Bay, thanks for hanging around, man. Check out this stuff on SoundCloud and YouTube. Check out stuff. Give me a like and feel this video. Please hook me up on Patreon. I mean, let me get y'all to my Patreon real quick. Go to patreon.com/Clemmedia because I am creating entertaining